Hello, and welcome to Satisfactory Update 6. This is a game all about factory building and automation, set in an absolutely beautiful world that we are soon to destroy. I've played this game for quite a few months now, and as Update 6 rolls out to the early access branch of the game today, I figured that it's just the perfect chance to start a series. Right now, I have a few main goals. First, I want to complete the first space elevator package as fast as possible. I've played this first hour or so of the game a lot of times, and I really want to get through it as soon as possible, because completing this first package lets me automate power. Second, I want to build small factories scattered throughout the world, rather than one main huge one. I know this will lead to a lot more travel time, especially early game, but this is a different playstyle for me and I'm really looking forward to it. Lastly, I just do not want to AFK. I simply won't AFK for an extended period of time. Instead, I want to focus on building my factories to be as fast as possible and just keep expanding from there. This video, I'm going to get through the first space elevator package. It'll be pretty fast paced, but I'll do my best to explain what we're doing as we go. I'll be building a temporary factory, fully ready to disassemble and move to our next base location when it's time. With that said, let's go.
Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized. Planetfall complete. Please ensure the integrity of your multi-purpose exploration suit is at 100%. Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
Welcome back after a slightly cut down introduction. I am a professional and accidentally left my speaker on throughout this video, so any sections with Ada in it had to be cut out or voiced over as I'm doing now because there was a lot of echo throughout it. Ada is our assistant and she's going to onboard us throughout most of this video, and then we're going to keep going and get towards this first space elevator package. Onboarding has a few steps, the first of which is disassembling the drop pod. Here I'm just jumping around waiting to be allowed to do that, and now I do it, so let's get on with the video. Alright, so one of the first things that we are going to do is we are going to head over to this crash site and we are going to pick up a bunch of different resources that are all around here, because this will make our starting game a lot easier. We're now going to keep holding E. We're getting a bunch of biomass, which is really good because this first hour we're going to be living entirely off of the power that we get from burning leaves. Alright, we're collecting the resources from the second drop pod. We're getting ourselves some circuit boards, some plates, and a whole bunch of wires. So let's head out past the hogs. We've got the iron right around here. So let's head over to these crabs and kill them before they spawn. Yeah, I'm a pro. Let's get ourselves a bunch of iron ore. Right, next up we gotta build a hub. We spin this around a bit. Okay, let's get crafting. The start of the game, as you may already be able to tell, has a fair bit of handcrafting involved in it. We have got ourselves a bunch of plates and rods, and we're going to get the first hub upgrade. The first hub upgrade gets us equipment workshop, portable miner, and some more inventory slots. We've got ourselves a couple of portable miners now, so we're going to place those down. And we're going to begin to get ourselves some more iron, which we can use for crafting. These guys are pretty tiny, but they are just beasts. Look at them mine. They're getting us 80 iron ore per minute just from this one node. Perfect. We now have some more iron plates and iron rods. We're going to get hub upgrade 2. Hub upgrade 2 gets us a smelter, the ability to use copper and some power, as well as cables. With smelters now unlocked, we're going to build our first one, add some iron in there, and connect to the power grid. We're going to add some fuel to our power and begin to get our iron to smelt. We are now going to get back to some handcrafting. Woohoo, everybody's favorite. Sorting the inventory is one thing that I really wish a lot more games had. It's there in Stardew Valley, it's there in this game, Satisfactory, but it is not there in other games that I play a bunch like Minecraft, and that is kind of disappointing because it's such a lovely and powerful feature. We now have the room for 5 more portable miners, and then I'm going to head up with our Xeno Zapper equipped. We're going to head up to this limestone node over here because right now I want some concrete. I'm really hoping that those bees did not spawn because they are going to murder me if they did. Oh, they did. Great. Great, great, great. Ignoring you, ignoring you. Kill the hatcher, and we did it. Now we are going to begin to get ourselves some limestone. And we're going to head to this copper node and start to get ourselves a little bit of copper. We are also going to place down a smelter over here, which we're not going to fully fill up yet, but we are going to begin to use it for copper. The reason we're not filling it is because we picked up some wire and cable already from those crash sites at the beginning, which is super duper helpful. Let's now pick up some more iron ore and use that to refill our smelter over here. These iron ingots are going to be super handy for our next batch of crafting, where we are going to be getting the materials that we need for Hub Upgrade 3. Hub Upgrade 3 unlocks limestone, which we already got, as well as screws, reinforced plate, and the power of constructors. Let's go! Let's now expand our smeltery to have 3 new smelters so that we can smelt even more iron. We're again going to take the resources out of our portable miners and use them to fill up these smelters so that we can get them going. And then we're going to disassemble this power line and build up our own sets of power lines so that all of our smelters are going. We're going to head over here, hook up our copper smelter. We're going to pick up all the copper that we've been mining over here, steal these 2 portable miners, and fuel up our copper smelter so that that can get going while we're working in the background. We are going to take this portable miner and set it down over here so that it begins to grab some iron for us as well. And then we're going to head back up to our concrete. Up here we're going to set down that portable miner and then grab ourselves a whole bunch more concrete before heading back down to the ground. And we're going to craft up a bunch of concrete for ourselves. Let's also make sure that we have enough of the other basic materials, like enough cable, enough iron plates, and more than enough iron rods. Having these materials lets us really quickly do Hub Upgrade 4, as well as Hub Upgrade 5, which unlocks for us conveyors, as well as miners, storage, and more inventory slots. Now that we have the resources for them, we're going to build 5 more constructors to fill our factory. What we're going to do is we're going to set all 3 of these to be iron plates, because this is one of our biggest time sinks right now, is crafting up all these resource intensive plates. We are then going to set these 2 over here to make a bunch of concrete for us. We're going to refuel our copper smelter over here and make sure that our brand new constructor setup is well powered. We're going to make sure that we actually hook up our second biomass burner on the back of this to our new system. We're going to take one of these miners, we're going to refuel, hook up our smelters to our brand new constructors so that they're constantly automatically fueled by all of the iron that we're getting. After making sure that these are totally topped up, we're going to head back up to concrete and let's get all this limestone so that we can continue to generate more while we're up here. While we're up here, we are going to set down a craft bench and begin to craft some more things, like a whole bunch of cable and a lot of rods for ourselves. Let's grab up all this concrete, just making sure that we have plenty to go. We're going to head back down. By this point, our copper smelter over there should be done with everything we left it. So we're going to set both of these to produce wire for us, while we collect up all of our leftover iron plates. From here, we're going to keep on fueling up everything that we have currently producing for us, and we're going to complete Hub Upgrade 6. One of the most important things in this run is always to have enough concrete for our needs. So we are going to take all of these machines and fill them up. We've just made 7 whole constructors, all hooked up to 1 biomass burner. I'm going to have to go ahead and make sure that this biomass burner is continuously stocked up, because it's going to be burning a whole lot as we smelt all of that concrete. We're going to head up to the concrete plant, and we're going to get ourselves a bunch more concrete just to top up our inventory and fill our supplies. The sun is beginning to rise again, but we've got our concrete plants back up and smelting again. We're going to make sure that they have all that they need to keep on producing concrete for us. Concrete goes at a 3-to-1 ratio, which means that we can just keep topping them up even without removing the concrete from them. These constructors as well that we had set to wire are nearly done, so we're just gonna switch them back to concrete. We're gonna take our portable miners again and use them to refuel our smelters while we get back to some handcrafting. At this point, we are very low on biomass, and we're probably gonna have to go out and collect a little bit more, but we are now able to head back up to our concrete production and collect even more concrete for ourselves. As you can probably see from the top right hand corner of the screen, we are going to be going for the Resource Sink bonus program. The Resource Sink bonus program is going to unlock for us the awesome sink and shop, which will let us buy a bunch of parts that we need to be able to finish this as fast as possible. We're now going to disassemble all this stuff because we need the resources from it more than we need the actual setup. And I'm going to take all of the wood that we have stored in here back out, because we've also unlocked the far more efficient wooden biomass. I can convert all this wood, instead of just being 50 or so wood, I can convert it into 240 wooden biomass. And I should now have more than I need to complete the resourcing bonus program. Having just unlocked it, we can now set up the awesome sink with a storage container feeding into it, as well as a conveyor, and we can then hook them up to the power grid. We can feed it some of the stuff that we collected at the crash sites earlier on. This is going to begin to get us a bunch of tickets, which we can print. We can now use these tickets inside of the awesome shop, where we are going to buy some really important parts so that we can finish this as fast as possible. We're going to buy a bunch of wire, concrete plates, and even some reinforced iron plates. This way we can set up our rods and a couple more iron plate constructors, because clearly we don't have enough plates yet. We can set all of these to iron ore, and then we gotta make sure that everything is properly powered. While that goes, we're going to select 2, 3, 4. We're gonna make 5 more constructors, and in these we're gonna hook up a bunch of stuff with 500 copper split up in each of these to be able to make us plenty of cable. I'm going to hook this up to a biomass burner, and while that's going, I'm going to add the space elevator to my list. I'm going to begin to collect a little bit more biomass just from around the starting area. I'm going to get myself a bunch more iron, just to get us going once more. And then I'm going to build us 7 more biomass burners. Which will supplement our existing power grid. And I can now fill up whatever we have left of our biomass into these. Even though it's currently connected, it shouldn't consume too much fuel, because the rest of our power generators are going to be doing the bulk of the work in this area. Since we now have the majority of the parts that we'll need for everything going forward, we're going to select the part assembly milestone and toss in a bunch of our parts. And now that we have the part assembly milestone, this means that we can finally construct our final stage, which is assemblers. To do that, we need to buy a couple of packets of rotors.
Project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
And assemblers over here, and make sure that they're all powered up. These are now each going to begin working on our smart plating, where we're going to put in some reinforced plates and some rotors into each of them. And we are now just going to run through all of these and highlight them all. And now we wait until we have a full 50 smart plating to send off in our space elevator. With these 10 constructors, we're currently going at 20 space elevator parts per minute, so I gotta keep a really close watch on our smart plating and make sure that we don't go overboard, because even though we'll need them later, I don't want to use up too many rotors or reinforced plates, because they're going to be so useful in the coming days. 50. We have 50 smart plating on the dot, which means we can now build the space elevator, head inside it, and send the first space elevator package. This is such a cool animation, so let's just watch it together. The space elevator has been built, and it is going to be sent off. There goes the first space elevator package, and here comes our drop pod for our hub. This game is absolutely stunning, and I'm so glad we were able to complete the first space elevator package so quickly. I know I went decently fast throughout all that, so let's take a quick recap of what we've got unlocked. In Tier 0, where we upgraded the hub, we got our portable miners, smelters, constructors, and miners, which lets us begin to automate the resource crafting and gathering process. We also unlocked space elevators and biomass burners. Biomass burners were super important as we were powering up our initial startup factory, but now they're old news. because we've unlocked tiers 3 and 4 thanks to the space elevator phase 1, which gives us coal power. This is my favorite thing. We can finally automate all of our coal and power needs. So much easier than constantly refueling biomass. What we've also done is we've unlocked the part assembly milestone, which gave us the project parts for the space elevator, as well as everything in the resource sync bonus program, so we could buy the resources that we need. Taking down the space elevator now, we can see the flying stingray gliding over the top of this factory area. And as joyous and exhilarating as that first milestone was, we're gonna keep going. We've got a little bit more to do. I am going to get into the base building milestone. The base building milestone unlocks foundations, lookout towers, and walls for us. This is going to be super helpful as we begin to make a better future for our base. I'm also going to select coal power as our next milestone. As you can see in this top corner, the pod, which is that drop pod that flies up and down from this area of the hub, is still yet to return, so we can't submit anything to this milestone yet, but we can indeed prepare for it. So I'm going to get ourselves some more reinforced iron plates and cable that we need, and make sure that we're totally prepared to get coal power before the end of this video. We now have all the materials we need for coal power, and it is unlocked. Heading out of the hub, this now means that we have automatic power. We still have to go set it up and all, but we did this all in around an hour. We completed the first space elevator package, the tutorial for the game, and a couple of milestones, and this means that we are completely set for the next video. Next video, what I really want to do is upgrade some gear, get ourselves some blade runners, and set up our first coal power plant. I cannot wait. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!